Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to go into a little bit more detail about my experience with enlightenment, as well as the reasoning behind it and the scientific why and how. First of all, I am not any different from anybody else out there, and my story isn't either. We all are born into a world filled with trauma and have questions, have the desire to seek truth within us. And as we live life, different things happen within the chemical processes of the brain and body, which allow you to experience the enlightenment or awakening journey. Most people ignore it or simply don't allow it to complete its course. It is technically a chemical or a fluid that is released within the pineal gland and allowed or utilized to recharge parts of the nervous system and give vital life force, healing power to the blood throughout the entire body. Certain things that we do could block this from happening. I believe that it happens at least once a day, once a month, and throughout several times of the year, depending on our location in the earth or in the world, but as well as the time of our birth, etc. We can go into more scientific depth on this and the correlations with different religious practices and religions throughout history and how it has been explained in the past. The way I believe and the reason this is happening or is to happen within every human being before the time of our death, we are basically flooded with DMT in that part of the region of our brain, and that is responsible for allowing hallucinations, different types of mind bending or mind altering experiences. There are different drugs that allow this to happen, but the brain actually produces it naturally right before the time of our death. And I believe this is why near death experiences and fasting and doing different practices to allow this awakening to happen can help the process of our spiritual journey. A lot of us go through near death experiences or traumatic events that induce this secretion. So this is basically a secretion of pineal fluid, CSF, cerebral spinal fluid, and it allows for memory to be awakened within the body. I believe memory is held within the water or the atmosphere, and we accumulate memory throughout our life, and it's held within each part of our body, our bone structure, our blood, our DNA. Technically, it's everywhere. If we just search the body, and we will find the truth, and the truth will come to us. Then we can do research and continue to bring forth our ideas to the universe and allow our mind and the body to give us the answers we need. So a lot of people have throughout history have already done the research and studies, and this is the best part of the time we live in now, which is the Aquarius, I believe, or the enlightened time, the time of awakening. Many people around the world are becoming enlightened or awakened to the truth, and I believe if any time, this is the time to do it. Throughout history, most people didn't become enlightened. It was a 1% type of thing to feel or recognize this truth before the time of death. And it was really frowned upon because of the powers that it would give you, the insights it gives you, and really the lack of fear that it gives you. And a big part of our society is run off of fear and cooperation and really lots of different things. We'll go on that on a later topic and why that is also very important. Not to have this secretion at an earlier age or at a time when you are not ready. So take these truths with a grain of salt and continue your journey and living your life to the best of your ability. During my out of body experience, I was able to see all types of the world and travel to different places. And during the flash of many lives, I was able to see and experience both sides of good and evil. And I was able to realize the spectrum of life and how it is all connected and how one creates the other. And without both, there wouldn't be any. And it is basically a polarity thing. But we will go on further into this later and figure out why this is to happen. And a good reason is to have forgiveness for the world, have true compassion for the world, and really experience life to its fullest. It's very difficult to do that when you have animosity, hatred, anger, or fear in your life. And in order to overcome these things, sometimes you have to have a new perspective. One way to help with your journey is to realize stress is a good thing, and you can actually induce your secretion with the power of stress. And fasting is a big part of that. It causes a little bit of stress on the body, on the mind. And if you work through it and don't allow the stress to overtake you, then that's when you have the ability to allow the fluid to move freely throughout the body and experience things that you haven't before. The big key takeaway is not to be afraid when you start to see things or experience things that you're not used to, or when you get downloads or insights that might make you fear or afraid. Work through them, take your time, get with somebody who's been through it, and come out on the other side. The worst thing you do is get stuck in the middle of any one of these passageways and then not be able to get out of it or think that there is no way out of it. We will go further in on the scientific reasonings, again, how information travels through water and how information creates our entire existence, including consciousness.